I beg man, shut up. Let me see you, darling. My lie, 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 like. My lie, 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 like. My lie, 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 like. I love the weekend. Girls up. Let me see you, darling. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Now bet you can. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Let me see you, darling. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Now bet you can. My mommy said I could be anybody. I said I want more money than I'm money. Break bread with that guy who made the Bugatti. Lifestyle is get money on everybody. Painting white for money to something. One who understands why I'm always. Who told you I can't handle my? You're on the floor, I'm still holding my. Got me talking. Yeah, let me see you, darling. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Let me see you, darling. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Now bet you go. I love the weekend. Love the weekend. Girls up. Let me see you.
Whoa, Kenny. The long hair and all talk tough like a rock top. You switch your top off, head it, turn quick just to get it off. No deal, shawty, you just a knock off. Check it, no Coca-Cola, I'm the one that pop off. Hit me, I'm Motorola if you need to. Got the every day, no, I ain't never call off. Talk on Instagram, make you log off. Gucci shades hit dark, so it's hard to see. The easy part is getting money.
I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it one, you ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. Just keep it one, you ain't got a lot of me. Don't even say hi to me. I rob a man, cause I know they're robbing me. See word. See word, made a dream work. 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 You wasn't a road, down on my love. Now every day I'll be counting it up. Screaming your name and they proud of you up. This only be down when you walk. They say I don't call it, but we be the best. Keep it above, but you keep it in less. Fight for my chest, so I keep me a bless. I hope you purchase, sleep in the nest. So that my chain, I feel like New Orleans. My whole family left a record. The way that I ball, my name should be smartest. I gotta make sure the money keep calling. I said it, boy, y'all ballin'. Couple of things that I need to sharpen. So they let my stall. I sick of nobody, no time for no ballin'. Gotta feel my only son. Gotta feel my little daughter. She cherishes everything that I taught her. Worth more than anything I ever bought her. Any and every track, I'm a slaughter. If I come up short, then they come up shorter. No time to bother, don't even bother. Oh, what your my kids.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. We're at Target Center in downtown Minneapolis. Tonight, it'll be the Minnesota Timberwolves taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. The opening tip won by the Timberwolves as we get rolling from Target Center to Gibson. Wiggins to T. Goes to the left side. Wiggins to T. Going to launch beyond the arc. The rookie, Herter, unbothered, buries the three.
Look, I'm not the one to hate. I'm the prime example of a bad decision that turned out well.
Clarkson to Love. Out of bounds.
Substitutions, Cleveland. Into the game for the Timberwolves, number 25,
To Alec Burks. The screen sets him up for two.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
To Towns. Oh, emphatic slam. They have set the tone in this one.
I love when I see offenses come out in beast mode. You attack that paint, you get to the rim, inevitably the floor will open up for you to knock down some threes.
To Love. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. And Kevin Love, no hesitation, hits the catch-and-shoot three.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
To Taj Gibson. And he'll go to the foul line.
That's actually not a bad move at all. You're applying more pressure on him by sending him to the line.
Taj Gibson at the line for 2 shots. A career 70% free throw shooter. First one, count it. 2 for 2 on that trip. Cleveland has the basket. Screen coming. Sizing up the defense. Here's a chance from long range. Not getting the bounce. To Rose. To Teague. To Rodney Hood. Big slam. Oh, he looked like he was on a mission.
See, these are the type of opportunities the defense doesn't take advantage of. When that guy went up for that dunk, he cradled the ball to gain momentum. As soon as he brings that ball back to you in the cradle, you have to have active hands get in there, strip that ball away.
Nance to Rodney Hood. Great feed. Can't connect from inside. To Rose. Derrick Rose. 2 for 2. That's what you want.
The pass was really good, but what I love most about the play, Ed, was that every player that ran in transition had active hands, which means they were active targets. They provided a target for the player to deliver the pass. That's how you work together as teammates.
To Alec Burks. Love buries it on the catch and shoot.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation. Oh, he sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Cavaliers with the basketball. To Alec Burks. Wide open look, won't go.
He missed that shot on his own. The defense didn't do anything on that play to make him miss.
Perfect feed to set up the basket.
Well, when you play for each other and not just for yourself, that's when great things happen. You essentially lose yourself in what the team is trying to accomplish. It's called unselfish basketball. And there's nothing more beautiful than rewarding your teammate with a nice pass and letting them finish for 2 or 3 points.
To Rose. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Well, he finished strong because he was able to initiate the contact. When you initiate the contact first, you bounce off the defender, which balances you at the rim.
To Rodney Hood. Fires the 3. He made his first effort, but not that time. To Gibson. Slam down. Karl Anthony Towns on the follow.
Woo, that's nasty right there.
Ball in possession of Cleveland. To Alec Burks. Fires the three, knocks it down. Defender has to get there next time.
They're shooting the ball well, but let me tell you why. They're already ready to shoot before they even catch the ball. Look at their hands. Their hands are ready, providing a target. So when they catch that ball, they go right into their shot. We call that being shot ready.
We played one at Target Center with the Timberwolves on top. Jay and I return after this. It's the NBA on a Friday night, and it's on EA Sports. One quarter down, and Jay, you know both coaches.
Let's take it home now. Let's go. Substitutions, Minnesota. Stepping in, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Number 31.
Missed a wide open look. It's Minnesota basketball. It goes down.
I love the drive to the basket there. Instead of trying to go around or over, go through.
Clarkson with the basketball. We're a minute into the second quarter. To J.R. Smith. The drive right to the basket. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The ref spit, and that's the game.
And he can't convert the free throw. To Wiggins. Yes, Andrew Wiggins. He's finally on the board. Makes his first shot.
Just wait a second, Ed. Wait 1 second. Can we go back to the play before this great play that we just saw? Just because you have a bad offensive possession, you can't allow that to go down and reciprocate itself on the defensive end. One bad play does not make two bad plays. You have to bounce back. That's how you play this game.
Lays it up and in.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Clarkson with the basketball. Trailing by 4. Whoa! What a finish!
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
The Timberwolves have the basketball. Cavs have it. It's Clarkson with the slam.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Good. Off a spin.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
The assist from number 10.
Clarkson with the basketball. Down 4. And a nice finish at the rim.
And sometimes less is more. Keeping it simple is the best way.
To Kevin Huerter. Knocks it down from mid-range.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Wiggins. Almost, and he's not getting the call. Smith now into the front court.
Oh, out there looking like the Kimbe Mutombo.
Took it right to him.
Oh, he just blocked that shot out of bounds.
Yeah, they're lucky they get the ball back. Four three. Won't go down for J.R. Smith. Defense was all over him. to Jaren Jackson. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
I'm on D.
To Wiggins. Tough make through traffic.
Welcome to the league, young fella. But just because you got a bucket doesn't mean that you don't have to do your rookie chores after the game.
Cavs at the controls. To Jaren Jackson. And it's Minnesota's rebound. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Has a look. Unbothered by the defense as he drills it.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Number 3.
Wiggins. And the finish. Slam dunk.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
To Wiggins. And counted at the rim.
Contact on a drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Clarkson with the basketball. Trailing by 10. And a throwdown.
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Screen coming. To Kevin Huerter. And he's fouled. A trip to the line coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
And he connects on the first free throw. Able to convert on both free throws. And a whistle.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his second personal foul. The Timberwolves are now serving a penalty.
Jaren Jackson to J.R. Smith.
Double.
Oh, denied.
As my old teammate RJ would say, stay down, clown.
I ain't missing no more.
To Jaren Jackson.
I got your help here.
And it's rejected by Jang. That'll get out of bounds off one of the T-Wolves. Beyond the arc for three.
1 minute remaining.
And he buries it.
Great shot by the offense. But the defense, you can't afford to collapse off that penetration. I'd rather a team take a tough 2 than a wide open 3.
and draws the foul.
Everybody in the building understands he's been a known target. Looks like they're hacking early in this one.
Knocks down the first.
Good shot, boy.
And gets both to drop at the line. Cleveland has the basketball. Clarkson. And they call the foul. Careful there, Jay.
Ed, you can't lunge like that.
First free throw is good. And fails to hit them both. It's the first, misses the second. Yes, Andrew Wiggins. 3 for 3 in this first half.
And every time I think about Andrew Wiggins, I wonder, can that beast mentality be taught? Or is that something that's innately in you? That's always going to be the question looming around Wiggins.
Smith. Scores from the post.
Old school equals high percentage.
Minnesota at the controls. Off the mark. Not a high percentage shot. 20-footer at the buzzer. Time expires to end the first half. The Timberwolves have the lead.
Thanks, fellas. Jalen here with your halftime report. The Timberwolves are in a tight battle after 2 quarters. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaky. These are the guys getting buckets for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Cavaliers have kept it close after 1 half. And even though they don't have the lead, they're doing a great job of moving the ball around. They might find themselves on the winning end of the scoreboard if they can keep it up. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Bench points.
What I found interesting about that half of basketball is how the momentum stayed high even when the substitutions started coming into the game. These guys coming off the bench, from both benches actually, are doing a great job of making positive contributions.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on the show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
Back to Ed and Jay to bring you the second half action.
Out of bounds.
We got this. Let's go. Substitutions. Cleveland.
Has a chance. Gets a look. Can't hit. To Alec Burks. Lets it fly from long range. Good for 3.
Everything looks great when you shoot the ball like this. And yes, Ed, this team does have some issues, but they are all masked and camouflaged with this shooting display we're watching.
The assist from number 32, Carl Anthony Towns.
I got him. Trap. Got him.
Nice pace. Sets it up and slams it down.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Gets to the basket and scores.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. The Cavs secure the rebound. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. The result, he's going to the line.
This drives me nuts when I see fouls like that being called in a close game. Sometimes you just gotta let them play, ref.
Tristan Thompson. He's got 2 shots coming. He wants this number up. 60% career free throw shooter. Nope. First one does not go. So he goes 1 for 2 from the line after hitting on the second. Teague with it up top. Leads 3. Wiggins. Driving right to the basket. In a flash. Scores at the rim.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Thompson to Alec Burks. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. From long range. Textbook defense.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the game.
To Wiggins. Stuffs it down with authority.
This is why I go back into player mode. If the dude starts to try to have 40 points on me, I'm going to foul out. I'm going to start hitting him in places he's not used to being hit. I'm trying to do anything to throw him off his game.
Alec Burks. Thompson to Alec Burks. Shot clock's at 5. Down to 4. Knocked loose. Wolves have it. Wiggins. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
People become so fixated on the hands or the arms or the strengths of the arms. I look at the legs. The strength of his legs help him power through that play. That's how you get and ones.
The free throw good. Cashes in on the three-point play. The lead now stands at 10. Count the basket. A lot of contact. No foul.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Burks, defended by Jeff Teague. They'll get it down to Thompson. Off the assist.
And when plays like that happen with multiple players touching the ball, the basketball gods will 100% reward you.
And throws it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
miss those.
Well, you can't finish with your right hand on the left side of the rim. You actually have to use your opposite hand. Steve Nash is one of the best at this. Different shots at different angles, high off the glass, expecting that there are trees down below with long wingspans that can block your shot.
Double, double, double.
To Alec Burks.
Trap this, come on, we got it. Double, 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 double.
Thompson. And he's going to the line to shoot.
Aggressive play there, but you can't fault the defender for being up in the shooter. You need to contest shots, each and every one of them.
Oops, he missed the first one. Missed the second as well. To Teague. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
This is like a boxing match. If you fight against a great boxer, if he keeps jabbing you at the face, eventually that body will open up. You keep giving up layups like that, boom, a body blow is on the way.
Thompson.
Got him. Double.
2 minutes remaining.
Trying to cash in, count the basket. They gave him a look, and why not?
Everybody in the building, including myself, thought that pass was going somewhere else. Fool me once, okay, but you're definitely not fooling me twice.
The assist from number 0, Jeff Teague.
Watch that cutter. Get the ball.
Baseline drive. And Gibson grabs the rebound.
The game is won in the details. The team who has the most attention to the minutia is a team that wins the ball game. And from the beginning of this game, this team has been mentally engaged. I know the season's a long year, but when you come mentally engaged and you have attention to detail, whew, that's a scary thing to watch.
Got him. Good trap.
Cavaliers with the basketball. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
T to Wiggins. Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with the fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
That's toughness right there. Physical inside, gets it to go.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
And he stepped out of bounds, turns the ball over. The shot denied by Towns.
You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Burks matched up with the former Wildcat. For 3, where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
I know he's a volume shooter. I know defensively at times you have to take your lumps. Might be time to adjust the scouting report, though. Start denying him the ball.
Ball in possession of Cleveland. Straight on 3. At the buzzer. Hits the late 3 at the buzzer, but it's not going to be enough. This game is all over. It's a victory for the Timberwolves as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Play the roles here. And I I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Timberwolves won this game after a close finish. They did it with blocks, and they did it with steals. More to the point, they did it with excellent defense. They committed to the grind and got rewarded as a result. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Cavaliers just couldn't close this one out. Sure, it's great they shot so well from three, but none of that really matters when your team has one more loss to show for it. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Game track. Field goals.
From an offensive standpoint, this was a quality game. The same can't be said for the defense, but still, it turned out to be an entertaining matchup.
Player of the game.
If you asked him, I'm sure he'd give the credit to his teammate and coaches. But at the end of the day, we know that he's the one that made the biggest impact on this game. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here are the upcoming games for the Minnesota Timberwolves. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
I got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way, baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill, I gotta keep it real. You could get what you want, don't let it ride with me. Baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Come ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Listen while I laugh, don't judge me. In the lobby, walk in the room, then leave with the that in my body with me. I ain't the same guy when I was 14. I was trying out for the ball team. High school crush was ignoring me. Oh yeah, now me. Now I'm on the road. Shorties on my shores. Saying I'm about to. I'ma talk, cause I ain't finished yet. True be told, yeah, I've been a man. Still gon' love me when are you? Oh really now? Aight man, let's get it done. I got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way, baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill, I gotta keep it real. You could get what you want, long as you ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Come ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. You know I gotta give them what they ask for. Like Tupac spitting out of tabloids. I'm Will Smith hanging with the bad boys. Get it, don't with where I'm from, they never had much. Waters and crackers when they had lunch. Everyone quick to do it. No giving like 5. Still got a heart of gold. So don't let me go, cause I'm here for you. Akon flow like it's 06. To my whole fam, please don't trip. Dub modes, at it again, I'm a dog. Got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way. Baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill, I gotta keep it real. You could get what you want, long as you ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Come ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. I got what you want, what you need. You know I'm on my way, baby, come ride with me. This is not a drill, I gotta keep it real. You could get what you want, long as you ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Come ride with me, baby, come ride with me. Ride with me, baby, come ride with me.
Hey, I've been going and going like the Energizer. Yeah, I'm supplying no like Elijah. In the cut, no, my run a compartmentalizer. They say life is a and if that is the case, then I'm finna surprise. And no, I am not an advisor, but I do advise you to pay attention. Never need to mention I'm the heads. Finna push it to the ledge. Yeah, my meds. Ain't got no love for the feds. Can that thing go to your head? Me watch where you tread. I'm finna kill it instead. I'm finna, I can never done it, and I wanna run it, and I wanna keep it going and going like infinity. Be the only entity to ever rip it apart. From the start like this, from the heart like this, and a million miles a minute, no nitrous. Do it righteous. I've been down this road before. Everybody think that they do, but they don't. Swear to God that they would, but they won't. Spitting riddles in the middle of a pastime. Me and my mind feeling divine, like yeah. Finna get it like yeah. I done made $20 million. I don't flex to be acknowledged. At this point, it's common knowledge. All you haters been abolished. You in the club throwing dollars, but I'm saving mine so my kids go to college. Or maybe whatever they wanna do. Just as long as they never say, Daddy blew $20 million. Ay, he had to flex to be acknowledged. Ay, he in the club throwing dollars, and I cannot afford to send me to college. Ay, Daddy just wanna be loved, just like everybody wanna be accepted. Ay, but somehow he had neglected me and my mama for all of this rap. Ay, no, I can up with that. Ay, no, I can up with that. Who you know dropped the album back to back again. I'm back again and snap again. And there ain't no other way around it. Yeah, it's happening cause I've been living in a world of my own. Leave me alone, I'm in the zone where I've been prone to destroy. You cannot avoid this, whack, paranoid this. Yes, you know I enjoy this. Preach, yeah, I'm trying to reach everybody in the streets, putting words to the beats. Each one, teach one, yeah, I'm trying to reach one. Who the beast one? Every me gonna try to the east one. Tell me how you really wanna do it right now. Trying to shout out everybody, no one heard of this, heard of us. We ain't going nowhere, it's a hurt of us. Hold up, roll up. Levitating like I'm David Blaine. Living a dream like I'm David Ames. Talk all you want, we are not the same. Step in the spot that ain't know the name. So more albums my first week than Harry Styles and Katy Perry. That ain't a sign of the times, then I don't know what is, man. It's scary cause I've been blowing up like C4 and I'm 3 for 3 like a free throw. Anybody hating on the boy, take a step back and then now my phone blowing up like ring. Like ring, 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 ring. That Kevin Durant, I'm a champion. Check the numbers, I'm a champion. Can't sleep on the boy anymore, but the haters that love to hate gon' Star-Lord, champion. Know the name and they know the alias, that's for sure. Gave me 44.
Yeah, I'm missing, but I wow, Kenny. Yeah, I'm not the long hair and I all talk tough like a bottle top. Push the top off, head it, turn quick just to get it off. No deal, shawty, you just
Professor Live.
What's up, everybody? Professor Live. Today we're going to be reacting to the One's impressive layup. Not something you often react to, but I got hit up a lot about it. Let's check it out together. You can tell the One's an incredibly crafty player. To be able to finish at the basket like that, you got to have some incredible balance. Thank you to everybody who checked out this video. Again, the One with an impressive layup. There'll probably be more reactions on the One back here at Professor Live. Stay with us.
Yeah, from the back porch. Back then with dreams of a stacked fortune. Black kid with dreams by any means to see some cell phone keys to a black portion. That American pie, he just wanna portion. Product of that environment that he was forced in. Changed course when it's out of control. Feel it down in my soul. Fast forward and foresee that fork in the road. Listen, mention you on the road, foreign car whipping. It's mind bending. Open your eyes, I'm bending the rules. Time ticking, the time's different.
It's NBA action on EA Sports. I'm Ed Cohen. Great to be joined by Jay Williams for what should be a terrific matchup here tonight. From American Airlines Center in Dallas, tonight, the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Minnesota Timberwolves. The T-Wolves begin the game with the basketball.
Substitutions, Minnesota. Substitutions, Dallas.
The screen sets him up for two.
I wasn't necessarily sure which way that PNR was going, but I guess neither was the defense. That makes two of us.
Going to launch beyond the arc. That won't go. Another shot stays out. The follow won't go either. To Towns. And scores at the basket. Jay, tough recovery that time.
He's been doing this for years. The physicality in which he plays. No one wants to see that. You're going to leave the game with black and blue marks all over your body.
Oh, they called a foul, Jay.
His timing was a tad bit off.
That's his first personal foul. Team foul number 3.
Looking for his man. Flushes down the slam. Jay, no question. There's an unspoken bond there.
Just on the same wavelength. And how about this? Sometimes a bad pass is a great pass when you have somebody as athletic as that can catch that anywhere and slam it down.
Mavericks with the basketball. To Luka Doncic. Here comes the screen. Doncic. And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Hey, look, sometimes you need to feel out your opponent. Let them know you're there. I'm okay with that early foul.
First try at the line, no good. Good bounce back. Hits his second. It's a 1-2 trip. Oh, good defense there as the Mavs take it away. Almost unlucky bounce.
It's because he took his eye off his target, Ed. As an offensive player, you have to glare at where the defender's coming to, but quickly redirect yourself to your actual target. He was more consumed with the defender than he was the actual rim.
Dallas has it. Barea, defended by Derrick Rose. To Luka Doncic. Jordan. The shot denied by Towns.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
To Rose. Derrick Rose. First couple didn't go. That one is true.
I don't know if the scouting report has made its way out here yet, but if anything, it says you need to not let him get that close to the rim.
Towns. Nice pass to set things up.
There are certain guys in this league that should be put on alert status 24/7 because either they're posterizing you or that attempt can still be a poster.
Knocked loose, and that's going to get out of bounds. So the Mavericks will keep the possession. To Luka Doncic.
I got you.
Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Trying to cash in, it's good. If you don't stand in his way, he's going to make you pay.
That's what happens when you don't force shots. They were patient, they used almost the entire shot clock, and at the end, they got a wide open look.
Short jumper stays out.
It's easy, force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
To the rim, lays it up and in.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Luka Doncic. Fires the 3, buries it on the catch and shoot.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. It ain't no fun if the homies can't have some. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Sent away by Jordan. Layup's good at the buzzer. Nice finish to this first quarter. One quarter down. Neither side really
Stepping in for Minnesota, number 32, Karl Anthony Towns.
That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
That's called game plan execution to perfection. Every possession on the road is critical.
Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his...
Substitutions, Minnesota.
To Wiggins. Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
Again, Ed, if you made it to this level, you're capable of doing things that normal humans could never do, even if you're not known for it.
There's the toss. Flushes down the slam. Jay, that's a strong connection.
And it's always about the play before the play. Look how the eyesight was able to connect between two players. We call that an eyesight contract. Because when you have a contract that's signed, sealed, and then delivered like that, that's how great plays are made.
Smith with the basketball. Down 11. And throws it down.
How about right after the dunk, he looks right over towards the bench, gets a call from the coach about what defense they're in, and then gets his team set. Those are people that are able to lead men.
Oh, yeah, 2 points.
The assist from number 67, Taj Gibson.
Dallas owns the basketball. Why even try that time?
I'm going to start calling him the windshield wiper, just erasing all the mistakes.
To Wiggins. From the painted area, won't go down. To Dennis Smith Jr. Matthews. Now a pass stolen by the Timberwolves. To Wiggins. And scores.
And attention to detail is everything for a professional scorer like that. Actually getting it done the hard way there.
Smith with it up top. Trailing by 11. Matthews guarded by Tyus Jones. Time to shuffle things up. Smith to the basket, but it stays out.
2 minutes remaining in the second quarter.
To Wiggins. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
And I know there's so much excitement about the play, but everybody looks at the player. More people need to pay attention to the guy at the end of the bench, the strength and conditioning coach, because this kid's been putting in the time and effort every day in the weight room.
Free throw's good. It's a three-point play. This big first half continues. Dallas with the possession. The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
And 2 years ago, I was sitting in the draft room absolutely shocked that Dennis Smith went at 9 in the draft. And when I think about this young man's game, he is just scratching the surface of what he can do. He finished tied for 4th among rookies in scoring last season, and I guarantee you his game is going to continuously go to different levels.
Missed it. They weren't going to give that to him. To Covington. Robert Covington with the strong finish.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
And finishes strong.
Showing you why he belongs here in this league with the best of the best. Efficient scoring out of the rookie here tonight.
Mavericks with the possession. Smith to Nowitzki. And that's rebounded by the Timberwolves.
Come on, show me something better than that, baby. It's game time.
To Covington. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The defender was actually in a good position there. They even made a decent play on the ball. But sometimes those bounces go the other way. Still, stay aggressive out there.
Off the mark at the line. To Dennis Smith Jr. Dirk Nowitzki. Tough shooting. Only 2 for 6 after that make.
Contact on the drive can be a beautiful thing. Making those tough shots can really help you build a mental advantage over your defender.
Short jumper won't go down.
See, when good shooters catch, they just shoot. When bad shooters catch, they become hesitant, reluctant. That's the first sign of a guy that doesn't have confidence.
Short jumper off the mark. From beyond half court, gets it to go from long distance. A fitting capper to the end of the first half. A very one-sided first half of basketball as we are at halftime. Let's get you to our NBA Live studios in Orlando and hand it over to Jalen Rose for our EA Sports halftime report.
The Timberwolves entered halftime with a solid lead. It was their playmaking, the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impresses me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. Have a look at the leading scorers for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Mavericks would rather be on the opposite end of the scoreboard. Of course, they still have 2 quarters to turn things around, but it won't happen without making some adjustments. These are the guys getting buckets for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Steals.
What you see on the screen is how this team put itself at a disadvantage. They definitely have some adjustments to make for the second half.
Player of the half.
I'm ready to skip ahead and just get this guy player of the game. You can tell he's on his way to a special game.
Who was cold?
No one wants to be picked for this segment, but he couldn't avoid it. Maybe he'll turn things around in the second half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
Substitutions, Minnesota. Into the game for number 23.
Converts in the paint. Nice finish at the rim.
There you go. I like seeing his scoring coming from unlikely sources.
It's the Mavericks right now at the controls. Smith to Nowitzki. Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always strive for.
The one thing we know for certain in this league, it doesn't matter how big the margin is, you can always put together a run and get back in this one.
Smith now into the front court. Trailing by 14. Barnes to Matthews. Has a look. Add 2 points to the board.
There's a natural tendency when you guard a right dominant hand player to send him left. But for a guy who's a good mid-range shooter, that's wrong. His pace dribble is his left hand. Force him to go right and know that the chances are higher of him trying to...
We got this. Let's go. Substitutions, Minnesota. Stepping in for the Dallas Mavericks, number 34, Kevin Harris.
Another chance. Hand in his face, still hits. You don't see that very often.
Okay, that's all right. You take your lumps and you move on. You did exactly what the game plan was defensively to guard a player like that.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Can't connect from inside. Jones with it. His guys hold a commanding lead. To Kevin Huerter. Oh, nice find for the basket.
Bodies bouncing all around on that layup with the offense winning that battle. But if the defense keeps up that kind of pressure, good things are bound to happen.
To Dennis Smith Jr. Barnes.
I'm here.
1 minute remaining in the third quarter.
Short jumper misses. Jones with it. His guys holding the big lead. And a nice finish at the rim.
You know, Ed, the effort is what concerns me the most. Effort is replenishable. If you're tired, raise your hand, check yourself out. Get somebody who actually wants to get back in transition and play some defense. That will help your team win the game, not you just staying in the game to be better on offense.
Lays it in off the alley-oop pass.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Dennis Smith Jr., defended by Tolliver. He got a piece.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his ability.
Lays it up and in.
Great job using that shoulder to create contact with the defender without hesitation.
Fights through traffic to slam it down. Nice pace, sets it up and slams it down. Late heave to beat the buzzer, 3/4 down, as the Timberwolves enjoy a nice cushion so far. The Wolves with the basketballs. We start the...
Let's go get it. Substitutions. Substitutions.
Doncic. And the finish. Slam dunk.
See, Ed, that's what I love. You don't need to conserve your energy. You attack that rim with ferocity. You always set the tone.
Has a chance. No good.
We call some of these players practice players. You know, the guys that make 5 out of 10 shots in practice, but then all of a sudden they're not gamers because then they're making 1 of 10. That's exactly what you want him to do. You want him to take those kind of shots.
2 points. The assist from number 21.
Cashes in for 2.
You know, it reminds me of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Knocked loose. Taken by the Wolves. To Kevin Huerter. Finishing inside the paint on that one.
Here's what you have to like about Kevin Huerter's potential at the next level. He's a high IQ passer, which means he's not a ball stopper. Yes, we all know that he can shoot the ball very well from behind the arc. But how about twos? He can do it both on catch and shoot and off the dribble, shooting around 43% off the bounce. All these things combined make him a dangerous player on the court at all times.
Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit.
Let's be realistic. He's probably not going to miss a lot of shots. But the more effort you can give, you want to try to tire him out. Take his legs away. Make him work to catch the ball. That's how you win a defensive battle.
Here's Barea. His guys down big. A drive down the lane, but the shot stays out. Can't connect.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Runner's good there.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Here's Barea. Down a bundle. A lot of contact. Shots no good and no foul. Count it.
Well, we got a chance to firsthand watch something be created. I think we just watched an epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Šarić with the rejection.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
To Kevin Huerter, has a look. And he hits.
Every NBA player has a superpower. His, obviously, is that depth perception, because that trajectory leads the ball to the net every time.
Doncic. Shot from in close, no good. Off the mark.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you in the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
To Kevin Huerter. Here's a chance from long range. Hits it. And the foul. And a chance now at a 4-point play.
If you're the defender, you can't keep your hand outwards in the pocket of the shooter. The offensive player recognized that. He raked his arms into yours on his way up to take the shot. That's a foul every time.
And he hits. Here's Barea. He'll run the offense.
I got ball. That's me.
Whoa! What a finish!
Oh, man, did you see that swiftness? He dunked that thing like a tennis ball.
It looked like that in his hand. Perfect feed to set up the basket.
And a lot of passers usually have their head on the swivel, but ultimately, either you have a feel for the game or you don't.
In a flash, scores at the rim.
Ooh, cool, calm, and collective. The 3 C's. His handles are effortless.
To Kevin Huerter. Count the basket, and it could have been more. No whistle.
Might have had an extra dribble or two there, but he got the shot he wanted.
Mavericks with the basketball. Doncic. Lets it fly from long range. Can't get the bounce. Sets him up. Lays it in with the touch off the alley-oop pass.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
That's all she wrote. Dribble it out.
And he hits.
That's what you like. That rip through right into the shot. That's smooth.
Have to respect all elements of his game. To Luka Doncic. Has a chance. That's what you've come to expect. Your best players making baskets.
I mean, this is something everybody can relate to in their lives. It's happened to me while doing broadcasts as well. Sometimes you're physically there, but mentally you're nowhere to be found. We obviously saw one of those same things happen on the court.
Dallas has it. To Luka Doncic. Deep right corner. To Luka Doncic. Throws it up. Oh, blocked away.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
And counted at the rim.
And did you see the lift on the shot? Did you see the ball release off the hand? To be able to have the concentration to finish with such a feathery touch in the midst of contact, that's something special to watch.
The drive, right to the basket. Right through the heart of the defense. The layup is good.
Clearly not afraid of the spotlight here because that was not an easy look.
And a whistle.
That's just a blatant foul. Maybe he's trying to make a statement.
Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Smith. Couldn't keep it in. Out off Dennis Smith Jr. DeAndre Jordan, look out.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
And draws the foul.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. But you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
2 for 2 on that trip.
Ooh, I like that.
It's a victory for the Timberwolves as they cruise to win a game that was never really in doubt. That does it. For my partner Jay Williams and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Timberwolves were simply amazing in this contest. You ask me, and I'll tell you, it was the ball movement that made all the difference. There's something to be said for a team that can win as a group, and that's what happened here today. What you see here is how the majority of the points were scored for the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Mavericks are no longer suffering through what was a big-time blowout.
And every team in this league loses games. You just don't want to lose them like this. I can already see a players-only meeting in their future.
Check out the leading scores for the Dallas Mavericks.
Game track. Assists.
The Minnesota Timberwolves
play fantastic team basketball today. Ball movement is clearly what separated these two squads.
Player of the game.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in this game. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
This isn't the segment you want to be in, of course, but even the best players find their way into this part of the show.
Top plays, and we've got 3 of them for you.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Dallas Mavericks. And that does it for our post-game wrap-up. On behalf of ESPN on EA Sports, I'm Jalen Rose. Thanks for joining us.
the lights on. I just wanna, I see you sweat, just keep the lights on. Yeah, hands up like black and white's gone. Go ahead and clap your hands like you tryna fight song. So, go ahead and keep the lights on. I just wanna, I see you sweat, just keep the lights on. Hands up like black and white's gone. Go ahead and clap your hands like you tryna fight song. First off, bow down, cause this feel like midnight club at D-Town. What's up? Double additional keys in the ignition. My hat tipping, Dontrell Willis with the feet kicking. Knees cranking, you see. I mean, listen, y'all be tripping. See, we lately been seeing y'all be grating. I mean, face it, y'all the cheap fragrance. They know me, the phonies, they copy, they jogging, but Groxy, he just and the pretty boy finna end your title reign. Arturo Gotti, we in this thing with the whole posse, and it's fake just asking to just rob me, and these kicks just asking to start rocking, but you ain't gotta ask me, just watch me. Go ahead and keep the lights on. I just wanna, I see you sweat, just keep the lights on. Yeah, hands up like black and white's gone. Go ahead and clap your hands like you tryna fight song. Go ahead and keep the lights on. I just wanna, I see you sweat, just keep the lights on. Hands up like black and white's gone. Go ahead and clap your hands like you tryna fight song.
Out the, I don't need no glass. This is all me, so please don't ask. Ballin' on a budget, gotta make this last. Nick driving reckless, hoping we don't crash. Pull up mad deep with all my little bro just dropped your rent on dinner. In the back with my feet up kicking. Belly out with my shirt that's linen. I'm just trying to vibe, yeah, we out here gigging. Two-stepping, just out here killing, getting hot in here. Plus done kicked in, I need to slow down for your boy gets kicked out. Still feeling myself, just socializing, but you better not ask me to start freestyling. Honestly, I don't like the nightlife, fool. Since I'm here, I guess I'll enjoy the lights like you.
See you sweat. See you sweat. See you sweat.